Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I'm going to talk about the upcoming full moon that will happen in the sign of Libra on the 1st or 2nd of April, depending on your location, 2026, and this will be at 12 degrees. Now, I will first start to explain the general aspects of this full moon, and then we're going to dive into all the signs. Now, most accurate is your ascendant or your rising sign, and for additional information, you can also check your moon sign and your sun sign. So let's have a look at this full moon. So first, we need to understand what is the sign of Libra. So Libra rules the 7th house and is ruled by Venus. Now, there is a huge emphasis here on relationships, okay? This is about give and take. This is about business partnerships. This is about the legal system, right? This is also about fairness because Libra is represented by the scales. So we want everything to be equal. And when the scales are out of balance, a relationship is really hard to manage, right? If there is no fairness in a situation, people become angry. So things are out of balance. That's why Libra is very often related to a very diplomatic sign, right? We want balance, we want fairness, we want things to work out. Now we have a T square, we call it a T square in astrology, which means this full moon, right? The sun is in an opposition with the moon, and they are in a square with Jupiter. Okay. And Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And the moon here is in Libra, right? So we want to balance our emotions when it comes to relationships as well. And, with a square, there's a bit of difficulty, right? Like we're not getting it immediately. So if we're going to run away from our emotions, from the imbalance that is presenting itself, we might eat too much, drink too much, do too much shopping, because Libra is ruled by Venus, right? Venus likes a little bit of luxury, treating itself. So you might shop too much, eat too much, because we also have Venus in Taurus. And Venus in Taurus, right? Venus rules two signs, Taurus and Libra. And Taurus is about self-worth and material possessions. Okay. So everything that is out of balance will be shown through self-indulgence, through buying too much. Okay. What are you running away from? What is unfair in your life? What is unfair in the world? This will be shown. Okay. This is not a time for impulsive, like I said, impulsive decisions or buying something just out of emotional avoidance of something. Okay. You can enjoy yourself, of course, but put a bit of a limit to it. Because this is the day where you might drink too much and later you will regret things you've done. Okay. We have Mercury. Okay. Mercury now direct. Thank God, after being retrograde in Pisces and the North Node. It's been a bit of a confusing time, right? The month of March. Now we have it direct. Still not in the strongest sign, but this is good for intuition, reflection, and Mercury is in a trine with Jupiter, also direct. So here we have this beautiful flow of intuition, thoughts. Some of you will even get visions, okay? Pay attention to what people recommend you around this time, especially family members, okay? Maybe just staying at home is going to give you so much perspective on things, and write down your ideas. So any intuitive ideas that you have, write them down around this time, okay? We also have kind of a loose conjunction with Saturn, okay? It's not super close, but Saturn is quite heavy on the sun, right? Because the sun wants to shine and it's exalted in Aries, but Saturn is like, yeah, you can shine, but not too much. You cannot have too much ego. And you have to have a plan. You have to be serious. Okay. So here we have a bit of a contradiction in energy. Like Aries wants to move forward. We have a bit of Pisces there that says, okay, listen to your intuition. So um, it's not a time to be very impulsive, okay? It will be a bit restless because it's like, yeah, I want to take action, I want to do things, but then you're being slowed down, okay? Go a bit internal and then create, because we do have so many planets direct now, so it's time to move forward, but not without a plan and not based on impulsive decisions. So Venus is square Pluto. Now, Pluto is in Aquarius, right? So we've been dealing with questioning our freedom. What is freedom? And Pluto is about transformation, and it's bringing to the surface everything that's been laying down in the underworld, okay? For us to transform to the light. So Venus in Taurus is really about your self-worth. So any insecurities regarding your self-worth, and because it's a full moon in Libra, we can relate that to relationships and business partnerships. Like, why are we insecure? Do we think we're not worthy of a nice relationship or a stable relationship? Okay. Like Taurus likes stability, Libra likes stability. And what can we learn from the people that we've dated in the past, or that you're dating now, or that you're in a relationship with now? Maybe you need to have a good conversation with each other. Maybe you're going to advise your family members to give you, some tips on how to heal these things. Yeah, there's just a really, it's going to show you a lot of imbalance as well in relationships, but also in money, right? Because Venus in Taurus is also about money, is about food. So again, the self-indulgence, like, are you having the right diet? Are you in a relationship that literally feeds you? Or is there an imbalance? Is there jealousy? Are there triangles? Things will be exposed around this time, okay? um Big transformation in love. So when there's a square, we always have to look at first, do we love ourselves? I have this placement myself, okay? And it's not been an easy thing to look within and to see what was I lacking, right? Like, why couldn't I love myself? With this placement, I was attracted when I was younger to the wrong people because I didn't think deep down that I deserved the love, you know, that everyone deserves. Everyone deserves love, okay? And Pluto in Aquarius is also um, testing your boundaries regarding freedom in relationships. What will you accept? What will you not accept? Each couple is different, right? Each couple has their own rules. What is important is that you talk to each other and you come to an understanding. Like, if one wants a future like this and the other one wants a future like that, that's not working, right? We can try, but a few years later, the same issue will come up. So you either compromise or you separate. So we'll see um, people separating. There could be some conflicts coming up and you come closer together. Okay. I always say a stable relationship, you don't have to fear anything. So any unhealthy situations, also with money, will be exposed to yourself or to others. So also any too good to be true situations in love or money offers, just be very careful. Okay. The sun is conjunct Saturn, right? What we talked about before. This is also about authority and father. So any difficulties you have with authority figures or your father might be coming up around this time. Okay. Saturn will bring up some pain sometimes, and this is for you to resolve and to process. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, so let's go to all the signs. So let's start with Aries. Aries, Sun, and Rising, we have this full moon in the sign of Libra at 12 degrees in your 12th house. Literally, this could be that a new relationship is entering your life. Now, just be aware, though, because we do have Venus in a square with Pluto. And this can mean a few things because Venus is in the second house, which is your money and your self-worth. So the person that comes in around this time is going to be based on how you feel about yourself. So if it's someone unstable, that will be because there's still some things to resolve within yourself. Give it time. Wait until after April to really make a big decision about relationships, okay? Now, it could also be because Pluto is in the 11th house, so you can meet them through your friends, or you're telling your friends about a relationship and they might be a little bit jealous about it, okay? Another situation here is money, okay? So if you're paying too much, watch out for paying for all your friends, not getting the money back. Make clear agreements with your friends or organizations, that you're with, that you're not being trapped in something you don't want to pay, okay? That you stay truthful and honest to yourself. Now, this full moon, because Saturn is now in your sign and it's slightly conjuncting the sun in the first house. And Aries, you like to move fast forward. You don't want to stick too long into a conversation, or into something. I just want to go and move forward. But Saturn is slowing you down, okay? It's really telling you to have a plan in place. And regarding, especially with this full moon, regarding relationships and identity, like, do you feel like you have to compromise too much to be in a relationship of yourself? Are you overgiving, undergiving? This is going to be set straight again, okay? This can be an inner perspective or literally something you're struggling with in a relationship right now. Now, Mars is coming closer to your sign, but it's still in Pisces in the 12th house. So again, your energy is a little bit lower than usual. So listen to your body and don't overdo certain things, okay? This square with Jupiter is in the 4th house. So maybe you're going to make a move with your partner, moving in together or moving out, okay? Depending on your situation. Yeah, there might be a new house that you're selling, that you're buying, but you need to look at the details very carefully, okay? It could even be that you're getting a house through a legal situation, okay? A legal situation being resolved and the house is a result of something. Or actually your family is going to help and support you. Mercury is in the 12th house, okay? So it's kind of locked away in the 12th house and it's trining Jupiter in the 4th. So again, being with family, listening to their advice. It could be just spending time alone at home that's giving you a lot of intuitive insights. Write it down. If you're into channeling, this is a beautiful day to channel a message for yourself, like do some automatic writing or just write down your ideas, okay? They might lead you to something. So careful planning, no impulsive decisions. Let me get you a card. Aries. Let's go. February. So maybe your birthday is February. If you're an Aries ascendant or moon and your sun sign is, it can be Aquarius or Pisces. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So maybe there's been some trouble since February. I'm having here a change is coming. So I'm getting a caterpillar. And a caterpillar is about to make a huge change, right? It's still in its cocoon, preparing, going internally, because sometimes we are preparing for a beautiful journey, okay? And I feel in this world, we're being so promoted to always move forward. Go, 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 go. That's the way. Do business, make money. But sometimes we cannot put something out if the energy is not there and if we haven't thought things through. So it's kind of a time where you're taking action, but also reflecting. Like you're about to turn into a beautiful butterfly, okay? You will be taken care of in difficult times, okay? So it could be a big change, like a change of work, or you're changing into something major here. Getting a fair man, dealings with a man, okay? Um, I just feel in general it because I'm getting a man, like stepping into your masculine energies is good, but we have to balance like this Libra full moon, the feminine energy and the masculine. If that's out of balance, we're going to suddenly feel burned out. If you just go into your masculine energy, and it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female, um, and your personality, some people are a bit more masculine, some people are a bit more feminine, right? And I feel that's how we are made. And we cannot force that change, but sometimes it's also a bit trauma because if I look at pictures, like when I was born, I was really feminine and very mm, joyful. But after so much trauma, like if I look back into my teens and my 20s, I had a more masculine energy, right? And I wanted to be masculine to protect myself, to be so strong. And when I finally had time to transform these traumas, I felt so much safer and secure, and I could lean back a bit more in my femininity. And now my femininity is my power through my work, right? I have to be open and like be receptive to get my intuitive messages. So, um, if you're either too masculine or too feminine, like don't let anybody tell you. Just make sure that it's truly you, right? You can see that even in your chart. If you have a lot of masculine planets, you're here to be more masculine. If you have a lot of feminine planets, right, then you're meant to be more feminine. So water, earth, more feminine, air and fire is more masculine. Okay, so you can check that in your chart. It's pretty fun. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to help me expand my channel, subscribe to it. You can also check out my website. I do private readings. You can find all the details in the description box below. And until next time, let's go on to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun and Rising. For you, we have this full moon on the 1st or 2nd of April, depending on your location, at 12 degrees in your 6th house. Now, when we look at the 6th house, this is about balance, right? Libra's balance in your routines. So what is your routine? This is, taking care of the physical. This is about your diet, the routines that you're having. This is how you go to work with your colleagues. Like, how's your day-to-day life? Is this in balance? Are you leaning too much in the 6th house, or are you leaning too much in the 12th house? 12th house escapes, rest, a lot of rest, right? You're being asked to find balance, to rest when you need to, and to take action also uh, according to what your body is asking for. So you might change a diet around this time, um, looking or studying something about diet even, right? Because we have this full moon in a square with Jupiter in the 3rd. So learning or studying about diet, maybe even spirituality, learning something new for your job, okay? If you're into fitness or something like that, you might want to pick up some more knowledge, okay? That's going to be very beneficial. There could be some miscommunication in the workplace. So just because this is an energy of oversharing, so just be careful how much you're sharing with your colleagues, okay? Because Jupiter is also in a trine with Mercury in the 11th. Now, it is a very good time to communicate with your friends. They might give you such good new ideas. You might even be traveling with a friend or traveling to a friend around this time, or, connecting with your siblings like friends. Okay. So that's a beautiful and positive alignment, okay? We also have Venus, and Venus is in your first house. So it's in its own sign. So this is very strong. But Venus is in a square with Pluto, and Pluto is in your 10th house. So be careful with work or how you come across, okay? Because we're talking about the first house here. Venus in the first house is your identity. And then we have the 10th house, which is about your authority, which is about your job, your boss. So there might be some difficulties with your boss. They might reveal their true selves to you, or you just feel like you don't like your boss. Okay, that's another option. But in general, a lot of Taurus, especially Taurus ascendant, you're really experiencing these massive changes in the workplace and maybe completely shifting your purpose. And around this time, it's you're gonna question like, is what I'm doing really according to what I feel I'm like? Or are you trying to be someone you're not through your work? Okay. And it's so easy to do that. I've experienced that myself. I really wanted to be so high up in career and be in a company, be a manager and everything. And then when I got there, I didn't like it. All the bureaucracy. I was way too sensitive, highly sensitive. All the energies that I was picking up, like I was clearly in the wrong job. So I was trying to be someone that I'm not. Okay. So I'm telling you this story because this is something you're going to unravel. Like, what do you like to do? And sometimes Pluto even forces you in this new kind of job. And because Pluto is in Aquarius, you really want to have this freedom. So micromanagement is not the way for you. Like if your boss is micromanaging you, Taurus, you're not gonna like it. And you probably want to leave this job. So Saturn is in a slight conjunction with the Sun in the 12th house. So because it's in a fire sign, it's kind of strange because the 12th house wants to rest and to flow, but Aries wants to take action. So how to work best with these energies is to do some kind of yoga, meditation practice, but a bit of action, okay? Yoga, martial arts, like slower martial arts, Tai Chi, Qigong, these kind of things, okay? Or just walking in nature will definitely help. So let me get a card for you, my lovely Taurus. Here we go. I'm getting an arrogant, boastful person you shouldn't cross. So this could be your boss. I don't know. That's your boss. But in general, I would say sometimes we have to learn how to deal with someone that's difficult, which is not easy. Sometimes we have to stand up towards someone, okay? And not overextend ourselves or be someone that we're not, okay? So this is a time where you listen to your intuition and you stand up for yourself according to your integrity and what is important to you. Okay, so I'm getting buying a car as well. I wrote that. I see that now in my notes. I'm not so good at following the notes. But yeah, just be careful that you're not buying a car that's too expensive. Taking a vacation, physically or mentally, yes, definitely. With Jupiter there in the third house, taking a break from work, but actually work can chase you because we have the moon in the sixth house. So maybe they're gonna, say like, oh yeah, can you check this or that, even though you are away. So yeah, that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. Now, if you want to help me expand my channel, subscribe to it. And also, I do private readings. You find all my information in the description box below. And until next time, my amazing Taurus. So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we have this full moon in Libra in a fellow air sign. So that's going to make a beautiful trine. And it's going to be especially impacting you if you have your Sun, Moon, or Rising around 12 degrees, okay? Like up to 5 degrees up and down. And it's going to be in the fifth house of romance, right? And Libra is also ruled by Venus. So this is a time for creativity. This is time for romantic interaction. However, okay, I'm saying a however. We have Venus square Pluto. Venus in Taurus in its own sign is in the 12th house, and it's squaring Pluto on the 9th, okay? So it's none of my business, right? But this can sometimes bring forward like an affair or someone that is going to tempt you if you're not single. If you're single, again, that's not anything I'm gonna decide for you. But this is a time where you're gonna have to see and wait who you have with you. Okay, so if you're single and you're meeting someone, just wait until after April how this relationship is going to turn out, because this placement is very intense. And with Venus in the 12th house, it might as well be someone you have unfinished business with from past lives. And Pluto could be someone from abroad, maybe you're traveling, and this romantic relationship is going to change uh, a lot about your belief systems in the world, about yourself. Okay. It could even be a teacher that maybe, you know, these cult leaders that are like teachers that are hitting on their students, which is a no-go. No, no, no. Don't do that. Not professional unless it's true love, but this person will be very respectful, not asking you anything. So if you're in a relationship, it can be a romantic time, but to watch out for temptation outside of the relationship. That's the only thing. So yeah, creative ideas might be popping up. This full moon is in a square with Jupiter in the second house. So you might be earning money through your ideas. Now the sun is in a loose conjunction with Saturn in the 11th house. So if you want to bring this creative project or your skills to the masses, to the public, or you want to teach it in a group format, make sure that you're well prepared. This is a time where you prepare yourself well, because if you're going to be too impulsive, it's not like Saturn is going to restrict it. It's going to say, no, 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 no. You have to prepare yourself. And then we can show this skill to the world. Then you can teach the skill. So take your time. We have Mercury in Pisces in a trine with Jupiter in the second. So for some of you, commissions, higher rate, could be in the cards for you, or just a general feeling of, I'm doing well, like feeling worthy, feeling good, okay? Feeling like you're on the right path when it comes to your work. Now you could be overspending, okay? Feeling so good because we have a square with Libra ruled by Venus. So you want to spend money on your romance, on your kids, maybe, buying so many clothes, and then you're overspending. So watch out for that. Yeah, you could be becoming pregnant. You could be pregnant. Um, that's yeah, that would be a timing now, and if you don't want that, just be careful around this full moon. Okay. Yeah, your friend group is going through a bit of a selection. Now, when people leave around this time, you will know if these are your real friends or not. Okay, you will know around this time who's going to stay with you for the long term, because Saturn is serious and long term, doesn't like BS. So I'm getting excitement. So you might be having a lot of new ideas, a lot of good ideas that you want to bring forward. But this is a firecracker, right? And this energy right now is not want too impulsive decisions. So take your time, be enthusiastic, do your dancing and everything, but not impulsive things. Don't do that. I'm getting love. You see, same with love. No impulsive decisions. See who you have with you. If you're already in a relationship, still make no too impulsive decisions regarding children, regarding buying something. Okay. Pay attention to your work. So work is gonna ask you to pay a bit of attention. So yeah, for with the North Node there in the 10th house, for some of you, it's even a new direction in your workplace. So maybe you have to do a bit more work than usual. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to help me expand this channel, subscribe to it. I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below or my website. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time. Let's move on to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Libra at 12 degrees in your fourth house. So here we are looking for balance in the house. So you might want to redecorate your place, just clean up your place, right? Because when it's balanced, you feel balanced. Like your home situation is very important for you. We have this opposition with the sun exalted in the 10th house, but it's in a conjunction with Saturn. So work is demanding a lot from you. It's about hard work, okay? And Aries wants to go fast. Like, I want to do everything now. I'm a little bit impatient. So you can see that there's a little bit of a contrast in ideas here. So it's about making a plan and moving forward, but not too fast, not too impulsive, because Saturn will hold you back. This full moon will also be is in a square or a T-square with Jupiter in the first house. Now, Jupiter in the first house gives you full expansion, okay? Literally, it can expand your body. So watch out for overindulgence, eating too much. But it can also gives you this optimism. It can give you this like, things are gonna be okay feeling. I can do this. Um, Cancer, you're ruled by the moon. The moon is in Libra in the fourth house. So maybe your family is going to stabilize you. Spending time at home, you just feel more rooted. And even though work can be demanding, you have faith. And for some of you, maybe you are in the process of finding work. It's kind of a feeling like you know what you have to do. Okay. Now, Mercury's in the ninth house and it's trining Jupiter in the first. So maybe you're studying something spiritual and doesn't have to be official. You can just read like self-help books, things that make you see the world in a different view or with a different eye. Okay. So you might have a teacher or someone that gives you so many inspirational ideas that is going to help you. Like maybe you're into motivational speakers right now that are really helping you to, take the next step in your life. Now we have Venus there in your 11th house and it's squaring Pluto in the 8th. So Venus is in its own sign, right? It rules Libra, our beautiful full moon sign, but also Taurus, okay? Now, around this time, there might be some friends that are being exposed to you. Maybe friends that are a little manipulative, because Pluto is transformation. And on the lowest form is jealousy, possession. On the highest form is transformation. So you will see that either your your friendships are going through a transformation, or certain truths will be revealed. And this could also be related to money. So be careful for investing in your friends or in organizations or in general with investments. Be very careful, especially up until the 8th. Okay. Too good to be true situations are not it right now. Okay. Even networking or anything, like people can present themselves better than they actually are. So pay attention to that. Saturn in the 10th can also represent, difficulty with bosses, with authority. Be very distant. Okay. Distant, do your job. And, it's kind of like a grinding situation where you're just going to be like, you know what, this person is the way they are because of what they have in their own place. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. I've been it myself, right? Difficult bosses. But right now, it's about your purpose and motivate yourself. Use this energy to make things happen. But not impulsively, but with a plan. Okay. Okay, Cancer. My lovely Cancer. Let's see a card for you. June. Some of you have your birthday in June. Okay. Position of authority. Look at that. Some of you are working towards the throne. Yep. And what does Saturn want? No ego. Okay. No ego. So people without, and especially in the summer when we're going to have the South Node in Leo, this is about ego death. So if you want to thrive and sit on the throne, you're going to have to work on ego death and see how you can serve the world. What is your strength? What can you do to make this world a better place? Short journey. Some of you might be traveling, right? Mercury there in the ninth house. You might be traveling, and that's going to give you more insights, more ideas on the things that you would like to accomplish. Okay. With the South Node in the third house, which is actually short journeys, you might be going back to a place you've been before. Okay. And it will teach you a lot. Maybe you don't want to go back after this, but it could be unfinished business with a certain place as well. So that is my message for you, my amazing Cancer. If you want to help me expand my channel, subscribe to it, leave a comment below how this resonates with you. I also do private readings. You find all the details in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's move on now to Leo. So Leo, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in the sign of Libra at 12 degrees in your third house. Now here we want to find balance according to the skills of Libra in your communication, okay? And we do have a T-square with Jupiter in 12th house. So sometimes here we can overspeak or not speaking enough, because we also have Saturn in the mix in Aries, right? In the opposite sign, the sun is in Aries and it's conjuncting Saturn. Saturn is also opposing the moon. So we're either gonna not speak enough or speak too much with this square with Jupiter. So how to deal with this tension is to prepare. So reread your emails in the job. If you're a teacher, make sure you're prepared. If you're usually someone that just, talks in the moment because you have Aries in the ninth house, in the upcoming time with Aries in the ninth house, you just need a bit more preparation and be a little bit serious with how you present things. Okay, that's really going to help you. This is what Saturn really likes. Now, you might be rebalancing your relationship with your siblings. So you might have good conversations with them. And because Jupiter's in the 12th house, this could be, very intuitively led. Like you want to talk about some things that maybe you're feeling, maybe you have a hard time even explaining it because, Jupiter in the 12th house, you really can only access this wisdom if you're staying by yourself. So make sure to first meditate or journal by yourself and then have this conversation with your sibling or with your neighbor if there's any issues, okay? Or just reconnect with that person and have a lovely time having a walk or swim or even traveling, right? With the moon in the third house, you might be traveling, studying something, a time for a new study, but you might need a bit more effort to put in the study, especially higher learning, okay? PhD studies or spiritually related studies, okay? Need a little bit more time instead of maybe the factual studies, okay? That's going to be a little bit more easily for you. So we have Venus in the 10th house in Taurus. So this is very strong, but it is squaring Pluto. So if anyone wants to collaborate with you right now, Leo, and is offering you this beautiful collaboration, it might be a little too good to be true. So this tension is going to be gone after around the 8th of April. So let it like slide away a little bit and then see and think about this offer, okay? Even, for example, your partner right? Might have a little bit of jealousy towards your work. Maybe you're having a lot of work and your partner is like, oh, I wish my work was going well, or I have this thing. There's just a little bit of a disruption with relationships. But Pluto shows and reveals insecurities in the relationship, but it's for you to transform. So I always say Pluto just reveals the truth, what people really think. It will come out to the surface, and then you can talk about it and you grow because it's a very spiritual planet. It can actually lead to spiritual growth. Okay. And in the lowest form, you're going to manipulate each other and all these kind of things. Okay. So stay out of any manipulation. Anyone trying to hit on you in the job, if you're already in a relationship, be careful because the intention might not be so pure as what you think. Okay. Um, yeah, Sun conjunct Saturn opposite moon can also mean losing a little bit of faith, maybe in your teacher. You're having a hard time with your teacher if you have a teacher, and you find it hard to have optimism or to feel, things are going to be okay. So you will do more research. Okay. That's why this placement is there. So read some books and listen to your own intuition as well, because we have Jupiter in the 12th house in a beautiful trine with Mercury in the 8th. So it's a very, very spiritual alignment. You will get your own answers through meditation. Okay. It's okay to be pessimistic sometimes and to do your own research because that empowers you. Here we go, an exciting event. So maybe some of you are waiting for a specific event. Could be your wedding or someone else's wedding. If it's your wedding, make sure everything is well arranged because we do have Pluto there in the 7th house in a square with Venus. And you've been really challenging, like, what do you need in a relationship? Like, how much freedom do you need? Where are your boundaries? You will be tested on those, okay? You might meet people that push your buttons. Disappointment in some affair, you see? Be a little bit, see what comes up. You're highly thought of, but I see this as, you know, think about it in the Libran way. What is fairness? Think about you, not in a selfish way, but how can we make something work? If one person gives too much, doesn't work. If one person takes too much, doesn't work. So this is a time for restoring everything that is out of balance when it comes to relationships. Okay. Also in business, collaborations, things like that. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Leo. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you want to book a reading, you can check out my website that you find in the description box below. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Leo. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Libra at 12 degrees in your second house. Now, second house is all about your money. This is about your self-worth. This is about your possessions, right? And usually we have Taurus in the second house. This is your co-ruler of Venus, and now it's in the ninth. So you could be earning money through travel, through teaching, okay? Through a new study. Maybe you're studying something that's going to add something to your work, okay? Now we have the sun in the opposite sign of Aries in a loose conjunction with Saturn. So even if you earn money, be very careful with investments. Now it's time to only do long-term investments and not just do anything impulsive. Also with overspending money, because this full moon is in a square. We call it a T-square with Jupiter in the 11th. So you might be spending too much time on having fun, being with your friends, okay? Maybe you're having fun with your family, but now it's time to earn, have fun, but not with overindulgence or overspending your money because you might regret that later. Okay. We have Mercury in the 7th house in a beautiful trine with Jupiter in the 11th. So this could be a time where you and your partner might have a great time with your friends, going out and about, or you could be meeting someone in your friend group. But there is a bit of a but because we have Venus in Taurus there in your 9th house. Very strong, but it's in a square with Pluto. And Pluto is in your 6th house, okay? So it could be that the person that you're meeting, if you're meeting someone new, might not be completely what they seem. So after the 8th of April, you will have a clearer view of that, okay? Um, we have Venus in the 9th house, so it could be on a trip as well. You're meeting someone on a trip or on a trip for work. Some of you are traveling for work. This is also you traveling. And because we're talking about Taurus, right? Taurus is also related to food, anything physical, anything you can touch. So if you're traveling, and you could be eating something that is a bit off. So smell before you eat something if you're abroad, because you might get food poisoning. Some of you could get food poisoning, okay? Or if you're on a trip, traveling, work might be quite demanding, okay? So listen to your body as well, how much you can work. If you're overworking, you will feel that also with your health, okay? Because Pluto in the 6th house might be showing some extremes health-wise, like too much workout, too little, and then shifting, right? Maybe working too much and then burning out. So listen carefully to your body. All right, so let's get you some cards, Virgo. Okay, a warning for a problem now or in the future. I'm just hearing balance things because we have this full moon in Libra, and sometimes when we're not listening to our body or we're not listening to the signs, right? Sometimes there are signs that are happening. Same with relationships, with the man or woman, doesn't matter. The signs are always there before. So listen to the signs, okay? And before, otherwise, there would be a problem later, okay? Okay, I don't like these negative cards. Temptation will test you, okay? We have Venus square Pluto. Could be someone tempting you, could be temptation of too much food, too much party, too many things, okay? And that could lead to health problems. So just match things in a healthy balance, okay? I'm getting some sorrow. So some of you are releasing emotionally some things. And I don't see that as something negative, right? Like I see that when we're crying, we're letting go of old pain. And we have Saturn in the 8th house, right? Transformation in Aries identity. So old pains maybe regarding thinking we're not good enough, or thinking we have to give so much. Any imbalance, like I said, will be exposed as well. So whatever comes up now, it's for you to transform and transmute into something better. So whenever you feel like you need to cry, there's no shame in that. It's actually relieving, right? It's a release and relief. So something that wants to go out of the body. Yeah, because if we stuff it in with Pluto there in the 6th house, like stuffing our emotions away, it's gonna impact your health. So anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing, amazing Virgos. If you want to help me expand my channel, subscribe to it. Also, I do private readings. You find my details in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's go on to Libra. So Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, obviously, we have this full moon in your 1st house, and you will be highly impacted, especially if you have 5 degrees up or down this full moon, okay? And this is all related to balancing your identity. And the Sun and Saturn are there in your 7th house, okay? So you're going through a little bit of a test when it comes to relationships. How are your relationships formed? So, business partnerships, romantic relationships. Is there an equal give and take? Or are you giving more? Is the person taking more? There might be some difficulty with your partner and you're being tested, right? Maybe you have to be there for your partner more than usual. Or your partner could be going through a difficult time right now. Okay, because Saturn is in the seventh house. So relationships can feel more serious, more heavy, more responsible than usual. We also have Venus in the eighth house in Taurus, which is very sensual. It's squaring Pluto in the fifth. So if you're single, there could be some triggers, okay? There could be some temptation. So watch out for that because things might be too good to be true. If you're single as well, I don't get involved in that. But this person could come up very charming if you meet this person around this full moon. Up until the 8th, this aspect will show you some temptation. Okay, but also things can be revealed. So Pluto shows anything hidden in the underworld. Now, fifth house is romance, right? So extramarital affairs or things like that will be exposed. Like the truth will come to the surface. This can also be related to a divorce, money, children, how to divide all of that. These discussions will be coming up, or even in couples. If you're expecting a child, you probably need to discuss finances. You need to discuss if you're on the same path. Do you want to save money together? Do you want to have joint finances? So there's gotta need to be some serious discussions, okay? Mercury's in the sixth house, trining Jupiter in the 10th. So, relationship wise, it can be a bit difficult, but your career is really taking off. Okay. Your career, communication with your colleagues, maybe to give you a lot of new ideas. And for some of you, it's also good news regarding health because sixth house Mercury will be trining Jupiter in the 10th. So, definitely good news with health. I wanted to say something, but now I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna get you a card. Maybe it pops up later. Yeah, starting a new job for some of you as well. And any confusion there was before regarding health, regarding job, that will be much clearer now. Okay. I'm getting you are on the road to success. So yes, Libra, you're climbing one step at a time. You will reap what you've sown. Karma. Okay. Karma. Um, we have Jupiter, right, in a square with this full moon. And it's ruled by the moon. Moon is in the first house. So this is directly you, the effort you've put into your work, the effort you put into your identity. You will see the karma coming back accordingly. Okay. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. So some of you want to settle, going to settle, a nest, want to have, and a nest is for everyone different, right? It can be with animals, can be with a partner, it can be alone. Not everybody wants the same thing, but as in physically, but other people, everyone wants love and to be loved. Okay, so we have to start with ourselves first. That's why Venus, for me, is the planet of self love, because when we love ourselves, we are more in balance and we can love others more easily. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Libra. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Scorpio. So, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon at 12 degrees in your 12th house. Now, the 12th house is everything hidden. Okay, this is everything we cannot really necessarily feel or see. This is a place where we need rest as well. So we have the sun in the sixth house, we have Saturn in the sixth house. So if work is very demanding, make sure that you spend some time alone, that you have this balance between action in the workplace, doing sports, all those things, having your routines is matched with meditation, resting, having your spiritual routine together with your daily work. For some of you, because Libra is in the 12th house, Libra is very creative, right? Ruled by Venus. So some of you will really realign with yourself, true creativity behind the scenes, okay? We have a square, a T-square with this full moon and Jupiter in the 9th house. So it might be that you have to travel for work, study for work, okay? If you're traveling abroad, it could be, that work is going to ask you to still do some things, okay? Can you check this for us? Can you check that for us? And for some of you, you're even going to move abroad for a job. Okay, you're going to move abroad for a job, and that might be quite demanding as well, right? Maybe you didn't know that you need to do so many documents and things that you have to arrange around this time. We have Venus in its own sign in Taurus, very strong, but it's in a square with Pluto in the 4th. So watch out for too good to be true housing deals. Okay, maybe you and your partner are looking and they offer you this house and it's just not really what it seems. It might be that your family and your partner are in a little bit of a contrast. Okay, not fully agreeing with each other. Family secrets might even be revealed. Maybe they're saying something to your partner and you're like, I didn't even know that. What? Did you do that? Okay. So, or in general, relationship patterns, they always start with family, right? They are coming from our ancestral line, which we see in our 4th house. So Pluto here can bring forward insecurities or things that we recognize from our family. And we're like, oh, I didn't know I did that as well. So here we are being revealed what we can transform, what we can solve these karmic patterns. So we have to be gentle with ourselves, okay? Like we are not perfect. So there are things that we do that we don't like from our parents that we do as well. So they will be coming up for you to be seen and to work on. We have Mercury in the 5th house, very, very spiritual and creative alignment, okay? And it's trining Jupiter in the 9th. So, yeah, you could be studying something new for creativity. You're traveling and it's just making you so creative, okay? You might meet someone new, but wait until after 8th of April to see what that person is like, okay? Because we have Venus square Pluto can bring in intensity. Um, pregnancy, for some of you, even pregnancy or talking about it, okay? Or talking about it. Let me get you a card, Scorpio. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. So, strength is required from you. We have Saturn in the 6th house, right? This is about balancing our routines so we don't burn ourselves out. Uh, taking responsibility in a job, so not running away from daily routines, responsibilities, not neglecting our health. If you do that, you're going to be very successful, okay? And let's see what we have here. Strong emotion, passionate love or hate. Yes, typical Venus square Pluto. Okay, I'm getting dealings with a woman. This can be relationship wise. This can be you. Okay, stepping into a new experience. Sometimes we have to do things differently. Like when we do the same things and we expect the like a different outcome. That's not working. Like if we try something and it doesn't work, we have to sometimes go out of our comfort zone to try it in a different way. And we might not get it right at once. This can be relationships, right? Like I had to date a few people before I understood what a healthy relationship looks like. Okay. And the same with work. Maybe you need to do a few jobs that are not your thing to figure out what is. Sometimes we are becoming so impatient. We want things now, now, now. But sometimes we have to experience. And Scorpio, you are a teacher. You experience true ups and downs. And then through this cycle of extremes, you become stable. So it's okay to have made mistakes, fall for the wrong people, the wrong jobs. It makes you who you are. Okay. So be very, very proud of that and be so proud of how far you've come. So that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. Like, if you want to support me and help me expand this channel, subscribe to it. I also do private readings. You find all my details in the description box below. And thank you so much, Scorpio. Until next time. So let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Libra in your 11th house of community, of friendships. And Libra likes everything balanced, right? But we have this opposition with the Sun in Aries in the 5th house and Saturn, okay? So it might be that you want to launch something or you're working on something for the public, but you feel like you have a writer's block or your creativity is not working. Okay. Um, it's just that Saturn in the 5th wants you to take a bit more effort. So maybe as before things flowed so easily, now you have to prepare a little bit more. Okay. Also Saturn there in the 5th, right? Because Libra is about relationships. You could be meeting someone in your friend group, but Saturn is saying, I only want serious romance, serious relationships. So you're not going to accept anything less but that, okay? Also, we have Venus there in the 6th house in a square with Pluto. So if you're meeting someone new, just be aware who you meet. Wait until after the 8th of April. You will see more clearly who you have, okay? Saturn and the Sun there in the 5th house also is about your children. So your children might be needing more attention, okay? Maybe you're bringing your children to your friends, or your friends are your support. Like, imagine your child is not doing well, need more attention or health wise or school wise, and you will see that your friends are going to be more of a support right now. We also have a square. So this full moon is in a square with Jupiter in the 8th. Okay. It could literally be that um, you are getting money. I don't know, maybe you've settled a divorce. Okay. You have a financial settlement or a legal situation that required your children or your romantic partner. And yeah, there could be some payment, or in general, can be a payment coming in from an external source like taxes or insurances or um, anything, pension funds. We're also talking about cancer. So this could be money through, inheriting a house. The thing is that be careful for overspending. So earning it and then spending it right away. Okay. Um, yeah, so Venus is in the 6th and it's in Taurus, and 6th house is about health, and Taurus is about physical enjoyment. So be careful for overeating. We have it in a square with Pluto in the 3rd. Also, if there is any gossip in the workplace, make sure you don't get involved around this time. Okay, this is not a time to get involved in gossip or anything related to that. Okay, we have Mercury in the 4th, trining Jupiter in the 8th. So you would get, maybe you can get a mortgage, a loan for a house. Okay, and you can get a certain loan, or you're paying off debts. Maybe you're paying off like a house or something like that. So yeah, there could be good news regarding that, or your family might literally support you to buy a house, Sagittarius. Let me get you some cards. Ooh. Okay, news is on the way. So there might be some good news coming in. Okay, maybe something you worked really hard for. That might be really giving a lot of enjoyment for you. Okay, could be something you're working on with your friends, a creative project that you're working hard on. Maybe you had to lose something to gain something, right? Jupiter's in the 8th. This is about transformation. Sometimes we have to lose something to gain something. Because when we lose something, there's space for something new to come, a situation. Okay. Like, for example, if you lose a job, hello, my dog's here. Do you want to see my dog? I'm sitting downstairs today. Look at him. Hello, sweetie. Hello. Hello, Witty. He has these floppy ears. He's so cute, isn't he? Yeah. Anyways, he thinks I've talked enough, but I'm not done, Freddie. I'm not done. Okay, so yeah, so if you lose a job that was very demanding, it didn't give you time to look for another job, right? Or when you have a friendship that took all your time, when this person is out of your life, you just have more space to think more clearly and to, yeah, to have more space for something new also to come in. This is also how manifestation works, right? We have to be open to receive. If we're not open to receive and have this balance, it's very hard to, to have any changes in your life. So that would be my message for you, my lovely, lovely Libra. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's go to Capricorn. So Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Libra at 12 degrees in your 10th house. So 10th house is everything to do with your career, your bosses, your purpose. Okay. So here we want fairness. Are you giving too much in your job? Are you giving too much to your bosses? Maybe your work is actually going very well. It's just that the home situation, because we have the opposite sign of, the sun in Aries, and we have Saturn there in the fourth house, which makes maybe the housing situation difficult. And if you have to work from home, you might be more distracted than usual, or you feel like it's not going as easy as when you're, for example, out in the field or out in the office. Okay. We have a square with Jupiter. Some of you are a little bit distracted with romance, okay? Because Jupiter in the seventh house could bring someone new into your life, okay? Could bring marriage. Maybe you're preparing for your wedding, and it's hard to balance family with work and, planning a wedding. So, if you're meeting someone new, because we do have Venus and Taurus in the fifth house, beautiful placement because it's in its own sign, but it's squaring Pluto. Okay. And if you're meeting someone new, it could be that they look better than they seem. Okay. So take your time getting to know someone. And at least wait until after 8th of April before making big decisions on someone new. Okay. This is also maybe you're spending a little bit too much on creative projects, because the fifth house is also creative projects, or you're dating and you're spending a lot of money on dinners, and you also have to see how much money you have. Okay. Mercury's in the third house in a trine with Jupiter. So yes, beautiful alignment for more official commitment, talking about marriage. Um, yeah, there could be a business partnership that is starting to develop and could lead to something related in transport. So a business in transportation, um, in communication, like maybe you have a business in sales or you're just selling a lot, okay? Because Jupiter in the seventh house, I've seen is great in customer support or sales. They're really good working one-on-one with clients, so you might have some more money coming in. My dog is like making noises. Freddie, I'm making a video. Freddie, here, come here, come here. I want to show you to the viewers. They haven't seen you yet. They want to see your face, Freddie. Come here. I don't know. Yeah. Hmm. Anyways, he doesn't want to be on camera. Not with his face. Yeah, traveling with your partner, making a short trip, something like that. Let me get you a card, Capricorn. All right. So here we go. Unsuccessful plans, and then a plan or a wish is granted. So it's almost like maybe something failed for something better to come. Like sometimes some things have to go in order for new things to come into your life, okay? So it can look sad, but then it turns out the best thing that happened to you. Yeah, sorrow over a loss. So, and I'm talking about people. I'm talking about situations where, sometimes we're sad to lose a job or we are so sad to lose a certain relationship, but then something new comes in, something that is better for you. Okay? What do we have? Yeah, first is working against you. Sometimes we see the signs, right, about something. Like you're trying, and it's just not working. Like when me and my partner went to the north of Spain and we are investing in this retreat center, which we it was our dream, right? Everything went wrong. Literally everything. The Wi-Fi didn't work. We couldn't get it installed. Like literally, I was calling them every day and then the papers, we couldn't get it done. Then the car broke down. Then the animals had to go to the vet many times. Like everything was going wrong. The signs were there. Like it's not for you. This is not for you. And then about on top of everything, we got scammed. And it looked like the worst situation because we put so much money. We lost a lot of money, but then we moved to a different place and everything started going smooth. Everything went smooth. Work started picking up again. And this is the time when I decided to become a full-time astrologer. So, sometimes the universe knows better what suits us, and we can fight it and we can be sad about it. But being sad about something for too long is going to avoid what the universe is actually telling you. And I know some of you need to hear this, okay? Some of you need to hear this to understand that, you know, everybody's going through ups and downs. And on this channel, I want realness. I have a perfect life. You can have the same. I don't have a perfect life. I want to show you how you can get over difficult situations. And I want to show you that if I can do it, anyone can do it, right? We are all just human beings. So, yeah, successfully overcoming a problem. This is insane. I thought, okay, I'm gonna have one more card. So you can do this, right? Sometimes there's a bit of a trouble, but you can successfully overcome that. And this is also so beautiful about this moon in Libra. This is about balance. This is about balancing a situation, especially related to your career, collaborations in your career, business partnerships. They're going to thrive right now. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. So let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You will be highly impacted, especially if you have your moon or you. What am I saying? Okay, repeat. I'm being a bit distracted. It's been a long day. Okay, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Libra in your ninth house. Okay. And if you have your Sun, Moon, and Rising, especially around 12 degrees, you're going to be highly impacted by this full moon. It's a great time to travel for you, especially overseas. Okay. Now I know there's a lot going on in the world, so just go where it's safe, where you can go. Or ninth house is traveling in the mind, the higher mind. And Libra likes to balance. So balancing things in the higher mind through studying books, following a workshop, a retreat, a certain teacher that makes you feel balanced again. Okay, we have Saturn there in the third house, which it's not a great time to buy a new car. So if you buy a new car, make sure you do a lot of investigation before you buy it. When it comes to communication, it's good to prepare and double check everything. So if you're studying, things might feel heavy, okay? This is for deep study. Saturn doesn't like to rush. So take your time for studying, make a good routine. Also, if you are doing anything regarding communication, the more you prepare, the better it's gonna go. Okay, the better you're gonna do your job, write your emails, talk to your clients, whatever it is that you do in your day-to-day life. Your relationship might be a bit more difficult with your siblings, okay? But through maybe higher learning, the ninth house, or traveling, you feel balanced enough to deal with the situation. Same with neighbors, okay? If there's anything with the neighbors. We have Mercury in the second house in a trine with Jupiter in the sixth, okay? We also have this full moon in a square with Jupiter in the sixth. So new job might be coming in, but you need to settle. You need to, find this good balance, and also watch out for overindulgence around this time, especially if you're traveling, you're eating different foods. Just make sure that it's not becoming emotionally overeating or, yeah, self-indulgence. Um, this trine with Mercury with Jupiter can bring in new clients, and you can earn a bit of money. So you can definitely get a new contract, a new job. Just make good, like I said, agreements, okay? Because you deserve the best, and agree on something that, not overvaluing yourself or undervaluing yourself, but somewhere in the middle. And with Pisces in the second house, you do best to listen to your intuition and see how much you value yourself according to your feeling. How does it feel? Okay. Venus is in Taurus in the fourth house. So this is related to family. This is a beautiful alignment, but it's in a square with Pluto. So visiting family might be a little bit triggering, bringing up some things that lead to transformation. Okay. Um, watch the house. Like there could be some stuff going on with the house and it needs to be transformed. Okay. But most likely this is related to love, okay? How your family dealt with love, how you were raised in love, and how you are dealing with love, okay? Any type of situation, maybe you're even experiencing jealousy within the family around this time, okay? And now is the time to set your boundaries, step away if you have to, and be fair, and but also not at the cost of yourself. This is also the full moon in Libra, okay? Balancing Taurus, Venus in Taurus is stable, okay? And maybe with Pluto in the first house, you want to experience some freedoms, you want to experience some paths, and maybe your family doesn't fully agree, and that's okay. But you follow your heart and what you want to experience, Aquarius. Let me get you a card. A wish is granted. So maybe there is something you've been waiting for some time, okay? Might be unexpected. It's always unexpected, right? Protection from a powerful friend. So sometimes the person that we didn't know is our true friend, right? It can surprise us sometimes. It's not always the loudest friend who is your true friend. It's the person who's just always there. And very often, those are the friends that are taken for granted, like the ones that are not maybe showing up every day, very intense, but these people are solid and they are trustworthy. And sometimes we think that's boring, but boring is good, people. It's healthy. October. So if you're Aquarius moon or rising, your birthday could be in October, or this situation will happen in October, or it has happened in October. Victory in some endeavor, okay? The V from victory. This also looks like Aries, right? Yeah, it could be a victory with an Aries sign, but I don't like this kind of readings. I like to go more in depth. Okay. Um, yeah, a victory. And sometimes a victory is not always physical victory. Sometimes a victory is waking up in the morning, doing your routines, showing up for yourself and others, right? Like we always want to have, like we have, because I'm a reader and then people come and they want me to say, oh, you're going to have this amazing big thing, big things. But sometimes that's not really what suits you or what you're here for. Like we are here for different type of life lessons and karmas, and sometimes it's about small things and being happy with the small things, whereas some people are here to learn about big things. And it's not that the person who is more in the spotlight or has the big things is doing better than the person with the small things, right? Because we can say in spirituality that people that learn to be more invisible, they don't need validation, which is, spiritually more advanced. Or are you here for career? It's just not, you cannot really compare that with each other. Like one thing is better than the other. So this society is just so physical and so status oriented. But what about what our soul wants to learn here, right? And not having all these labels of what we should be, and other people say this is wrong and this is right and this is that, but we have a moral compass that is for ourselves, and our heart, when we connect to it, will show you what is right and what is wrong, right? So I think this is where division is happening, because we are with our mind saying this is wrong or this is right, and we are not even sure. Like having a certain experience or a certain situation, like, yeah, as long as the person is not hurting anyone, why would you be the one to judge? Okay. I'm getting, I'm getting a knot. So it's almost like you're untying like a knot that has been happening in your life. Maybe a complication or a judgment that you experienced. Okay. Because we're dealing with the ninth house. It could be a lawsuit or something you're following. Justice in the world. We're talking about belief systems. That's why I started talking about these labels, right? Like who you should be attracted to. This is right. This is wrong. Who says that? If you look at past lives, right? Makes me sometimes a bit angry that people are like same sex, or whatever. And some people are asexual. If whatever you're interested in, right? It's not for you to judge. It's for God to judge. And um, we are here having many experiences, many past lives. Maybe you've been a male in the past few lives, and you're supposed to be suddenly like female in this lifetime. It's hard to transition from one life to another. We don't know all the answers. Sometimes we're trying to logically say, like, you know, this is the answer, but we don't know. Okay. I'm all for loving everyone as long as you're connected to your heart. That's most important. And we cannot judge what is right and what is wrong. It's what we feel in our heart is right and is wrong, because that's for your journey to discover, right? That's why we shouldn't give our power away to other people. So that's my message for you. I'm sure someone needed to hear that, since that came out in a true passion. But I feel like we should love everyone also culturally. Like, we're all souls in a body. We cannot say that's wrong, that's right, that's this, that. If we're starting to fixate on what's wrong and what's right, this is when we create unrest, right? Like if we say my religion is right and the other person, no, my religion is right. And it's okay. Everyone can believe what is good for them. You have the right to do that, but don't judge other people who do it another way, right? The same with career. Oh, you should have like a top-notch career. Otherwise, you're dumb. No, maybe this person likes to do this small job. So there's no judgment there, right? Like you do what makes you happy. That's all that matters. Anyways, that's my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. If you want to help me expand my channel, or book a reading, you find my details in the description box below. Yeah. And until next time, thank you so much. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in a sign of Libra in your eighth house. Now, the eighth house is all about transformation. This is other people's money. Okay. So there might be money coming in through other resources. This could be your partner that is supporting you financially, an investor. This could be a loan that is getting an agreement, okay? Because in the opposite sign, we have the moon, right? We have this full moon. So the sun is exalted in Aries, but it's with Saturn. So if you're earning money, because we have a T square with Jupiter in the fifth, this could be that your money is coming in through creative projects, okay? And it might be that you're changing your stable job for a more creative job, okay? And you might have to look at your budget. So, how much are you spending and how much are you earning? Okay. There might also be a result for child custody, like money or child support in general, that you're requesting for child support from the government. That could be approved around this time. Okay. Also, good time for pregnancy. So at least up until June, you have a good time to become pregnant, especially Pisces rising. Okay. Um, Romance. So there might be, because the moon in the eighth house is good about balancing intimacy. So, this is physical intimacy, but also soul to soul. This is where you come closer to each other, get to know each other better. Okay. So, you might actually grow closer together around this time. However, if you meet someone new now, because we have Venus in the third house in a square with Pluto, so the person you meet might not be completely what they seem, or in relationship, some issues might be coming up. Okay. This could be related to communication or misunderstanding each other. And with Pluto, it's always about transforming. So sometimes um, issues come to the surface, like, things from the underworld come up and are expressed, and then it's up to you to resolve it, right? Are you agreeing with each other, or are you moving away from each other? So yeah, just wait a bit until 8th of April after with meeting someone new. And if you're in a relationship, you might get some, like secret admirer, or someone that is going to trigger you to do something you don't want to do. So be very careful at the beginning of the month, because there might be some tests coming in regarding love, okay? What else can I say? Mercury is in the first house, okay? And it's trining Jupiter in the fifth. So again, this is, a great time to also enjoy yourself, to be creative. You might have fantastic new ideas when it comes to creativity, okay? And you have great ways to um, express yourself, but it's more intuitively, and you need to prepare very well, okay? With Venus there, square Pluto. Don't review how you got the information, how you solved this issue at work, or how you made such a good video about something, okay? Keep it a bit of a secret, a bit mysterious. Increase in material or spiritual growth, okay? Because people fear Saturn in the second house. You don't actually, sometimes you earn the same money, right? Because you have a certain job, but it's like, it's testing how you deal with money, how you deal with the budget, and how you value yourself. Like maybe you feel not good enough. And if your money is tied to your work directly, you're self employed, then it might be more difficult, right? Or you get a new job and you're earning less than you would have wanted to. Romance is in the air. So, yeah, it's definitely a time for romance. Like I said, just wait beginning of the month to see who you're dealing with. a wish is granted. And this could be children, pregnancy, or a new partner, Pisces. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. Well, that's the Pluto square Venus in the third house. This could be your sibling or your neighbors. You could have nosy neighbors like looking in your house, seeing what you're doing. And you're like, that's none of your business. What's wrong, Freddie? Freddie, come here. Freddie, come here. My doggy, he's a bit restless. Show yourself to all my Pisces people. Hello. Still a bit of a mess here. We recently moved. Freddie, show. Hello. Yeah. He has some floppy ears. He's so cute. You're so cute, Freddie. He's really the most cuddliest dog ever. He's so cuddly. If it's up to him, like people are like, "Oh, you have a hunting dog." This dog just wants to hug and cuddle, and he's so sweet to our cats. He's literally the most patient dog I've ever seen. Like, well, not now maybe because he wants to go outside, but he's so like the cats. We have one that is just it's not even a year, and he's like playing with his ears. He's just so patient, right, sweetie? Anyways, Pisces, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm sending you so many blessings. And until next time, thank you so much.